Alright, back to Project Nickel and Dime. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves as far as the video with the engine and the transmission installation. So, got to get back on the Wayback Machine and put a video together for cylinder head installation, oil pump, oil pan, damper, crankshaft damper, power steering, pump, valve covers, intake manifold. We've been busy, got ahead of ourselves, had some product placement to do, so Project Nickel and Dime's coming along pretty good. Got to do the radiator, I'll have a video of that, got to do some electrical, getting really close to finishing that up, and so to check them out. So thanks for listening. Edelbrock recommends that you use silicone sealant instead of gaskets on the end seals, so I have to lay a good sized bead on the end seal surfaces. Playing with silly putty here. I have the heat crossover gaskets in. This side goes up. These are the Printo seals from Felpro. These tab hooks hook underneath the head gaskets. Let's see here, get that. Here in the corner. Here in the corner. Right, like that. Alright, time to torque down the intake manifold to Edelbrock specs. Got this downloaded from the website. This is a 21214, 2121, same thing, different finish. And we're supposed to torque 18 to 20 foot-pounds following the pattern in the diagram. And since I'm upside down, or I'm facing on the passenger side, I'm going to turn it around and go in the sequence. 20 foot-pounds really isn't that much. Four. first one. Yep, there we go. Done. Alright, as far as the heater hose from the intake manifold, this thread is smaller. This is the size that I do need. It's an NPT. It's probably a 1/2 inch at least, and it needs to be bushed down, but this is for a 37 degree on the inside there fitting, so this basically has to pass through something like that as far as a reducer to get all the way threaded up into here, and it's going to require a trip to the hardware store. So in the meantime, I'm going to install the thermostat housing. This is a 180 degree thermostat. The pellet goes towards the block, so it'll go this way. I'll put some gasket cinch on around the gasket surface here, and a couple of spare bolts, and hook this guy up. Might as well just keep moving on it until I get to the hardware store. Alright. Super slow there. Now this thermostat housing has an O-ring. Some of them are a flat gasket. I'm used to a flat gasket, but you make sure this thing is fully seated. Dump some of this snot on there. Doesn't take much, obviously. Stuff's a mess. Just want to get a good seal. I'm not too partial to chrome shiny parts, but this was basically free. And this will go on like that. And I'll go put it on the engine, and it'll go that way. Alright. Excuse my big ugly head. Let's double check that. There's the thermostat down inside. Let's torque these down. Check out what the manual says. Alright, now we got it on. 1/2 inch this time. Backing up something there. Excuse my ugly head. Shop manual says torque to 12 to 15 pounds. I put a couple lock washers on here. I want to be sure to do these evenly. Of course, the one behind the timing cover is difficult. Get my quarter turns on here. If you have a open end ratcheting head, you're in like money. Cool. Alright, here's the valve cover, obviously, and the bolts, and these are some different Velcro gaskets I've never used before. These are Velcro 13264T Velcro. Note that it says cover side. I'm going to flip it, maybe you can see it. So obviously the valve cover goes on this side, and this surface meets the top of the head. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put anything down on that or not, as far as any kind of gasket cinch or anything. It doesn't look like it because it's got a piece of stamped metal on the inside. This thing looks tough. So what I'll do is just wipe down the top of the head surface, gasket surface area with some lacquer thinner, and make sure all the oil and grease is off of it, and then I'll go ahead and get started with these gaskets. Alright, quick overview with the valve covers. This is the Elite 2 series. They don't have the plastic fake hex cap screws. This grommet is slightly smaller in diameter. That's for the PCV valve. This is going to go on my passenger side, and this one's going to go on the driver's side, obviously, and it's a slightly larger diameter hole for the breather. So what we have to do for these, though, is put the breather baffles in right here. So we'll take care of that right now. I'm going to install the baffle, which goes down, and then I'm going to use some self-tapping sheet metal screws with a lock washer. It goes on right there. Self a Phillips screwdriver, I'll get it started. Do the other side. You don't want to go too tight because they are die cast. You just want to get it snug. Alright, what you got to use is a 1/4 inch drive with the 7/16 short socket to get to the center bolt here. Oops, took my tooth out there. Alright. I'll use this for the other side. Done.